Welcome to CordonDemocrat.com. I'm Brian Smith today with Alan Stewart, and we're going to take a look at the Class A Sectional 62 Girls Basketball Tournament bracket. It's going to be played at Henryville this year, and we're just going to offer a little insight and take a look at the teams that will play, and at the end we'll give a prediction, and hope this will help you out. So Alan, if you want to go over the matchups, and we'll go from there.
Okay, sectional play gets underway Tuesday night at 7 p.m. South Central battles Rock Creek. Sectional continues Wednesday night, 6 p.m. as Lanesville takes on Henryville, followed by a matchup between Borden and Christian Academy. The semifinal round is Friday night, 6 p.m. New Washington plays the winner of South Central and Rock Creek. And in the second semifinal matchup, it begins at 7:30, and the championship will be played Saturday night at 7:30.
Yeah, there's a look at the teams that will be playing and when. Let's get into it at the top part of this bracket. South Central plays Rock Creek the first game. Shouldn't be much of a matchup. What do you think of this one?
Well, all you have to do is just look at the records. Rock Creek had 3 wins against 15 losses, and of those 3 wins, their opponents have a combined 4 wins. South Central 14-6 has been rated in top 10 Class 1A all season long. Just Rock Creek's going to be definitely outmanned, outgunned in that matchup.
Yeah, South won their matchup this season 98-34. You probably figure it'd be a pretty wide margin again. Looking down, Lanesville, the hometown team, they've beaten all 3 teams on the bottom part of this bracket this season, but Henryville should prove to be a pretty good test for them. They're probably pretty even teams.
They are very even teams. Henryville is well coached. Brian Guernsey picked up, I think, his 200th win this year. They've got 2 very nice players in Maggie Gilstrap and Aaron Moeller. Very athletic team, and they're not afraid to shoot the long ball. We talked about New Washington being one of the sectional favorites this year. I think they lost to New Washington by 1 point. So obviously they definitely have some guns on that team and are capable of beating anybody on any given night. Lanesville, 9-10 on the year. Not a great record, but they also have proven themselves to be a worthy opponent.
And they've got a solid senior class backed by that Glom, right, and they're gonna give it a run. So the bottom game down there, Borden and Christian Academy, those 2 teams played just last week. Borden won that matchup 44-38. Figure these 2 teams, it'll be a good game between those 2 teams, but you don't figure them to get too much further in the bracket.
Right.
So let's jump back up to the top. Let's go ahead and give South Central this game. I think it's going to happen. Let's look at the New Washington South Central matchup.
Wow.
These 2 teams have become pretty bitter rivals, both in conference play and in the sectional. New Washington won the sectional last year in a thriller. New Washington won the conference this year in a thriller. You got to think South's looking for some revenge.
Yeah, these 2 ball clubs they're getting to the point where they just don't like each other. The fans are, they're into the games. Coaches are into the games. I think the last 5 or 6 meetings have only been decided by 5 points or less. I mean, it's just a great rivalry. And I wouldn't expect this one to be any different, especially with so much riding on the line. New Washington, very well-coached ball club. They have some nice players in Jill and Charlotte, who scored 33 against South Central in their matchup this year. Callie Bergen, another nice player. South Central,
they have weapons.
They have weapons, and they definitely have the one thing that New Washington had last year, which was they felt like they had something to prove.
Yeah.
So.
So it looks good, and that's kind of a breakdown of what's going to go on in the early games. And let's give our predictions here. Alan, what do you think? Give us a sectional final and a champion.
Top bracket. I'm going to sound like a homer, but I'm going to take South Central's Lady Rebels to get past Rock Creek, and I expect a very close game against New Washington, but I do think they'll be able to pull that one out. Bottom half of the bracket, again, I'm going to sound like a homer, but I think Lanesville, despite having the second best record in that bottom half of the bracket, I think they're going to merge to make it an all Harrison County final. And then for the championship game, I like South Central. I think Brittany Shane and company will be able to pull out and move on to the Lagodi Regional.
Yeah, sounds good. I don't think I'm going to go the same exact route there, Alan. South Central, I think New Washington, that's going to be a game you don't want to miss. I mean, it's probably going to be a packed house for that one, but I think it's just going to be hard to beat Randall Shane's team 3 times in a row. They've played a lot of good teams this year, and I think they're ready for this, and I think they're going to want the game. In the bottom half of the bracket, I'm going the same route you are. Lanesville, Henryville, I think will be a good game. But I think Lanesville's been preparing for this for a while, and I think they're going to get past Henryville. Probably will be a close one. And I'm going to take Lanesville on to the sectional final against South Central. And remember, those two teams hooked up earlier this year down in Lanesville, and it was Lanesville gave them a run there at the end of the game, got it within 10 points and hung with them. But I think South Central is going to come from this sectional and be the sectional champion.
I agree.
Well, that's all we have here at CordonDemocrat.com. We ask you to check back routinely for updates and check the newspaper each Wednesday for your leader in Harrison County sports. Thank you.